Hello all, my name is Krish Nayak and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, in this video, we are going to discuss about why you should know about generative AI and LLM models. Because recently I have got a lot of questions from students, from professionals, like how we can use generative AI in their business use cases, in their companies and all, right? Now see, and recently I'd also taken a live webinar to make you understand what is exactly generative AI, what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning, what is discriminative models, what is generative models, you know. So considering this, I will try to answer this particular question, why you should definitely know generative AI in 2024, and you should also know about LLM models also, right? Now, from the past 5 years, guys, I have been uploading a lot of videos on machine learning, deep learning. Probably I've shown you even EDA, feature engineering. I've showed you deployment techniques. I've shown you MLOps techniques. I've shown you creating end-to-end projects. Many more things has actually happened, right? Now, what were the major challenges that we were facing when we were probably working as a data scientist, where we are using traditional machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms? Try to understand this specific thing very much clearly. Then you will understand the importance of generative AI. So when I was probably working from 2014, okay, let's say I'll give you an example from 2014, and probably I've been uploading videos in YouTube channel from 2018 itself. Okay. Now during that point of time, whatever problem statement we used to start with, right? Let's say I want to probably create an ML project for a specific business use cases. How that entire life cycle used to go ahead with. Probably start with data collection. Data collection was a difficult challenge in any companies, because to start any machine learning or data science project, you require data. You require a huge amount of data. Please understand this video, guys. This is super important, right? Why I'm specifically focusing you all to learn generative AI. Okay, there is a reason. Okay, I know you just let me know at the end of the video whether you agree with me or not. But please make sure that you watch this video till the end. And again, the like target for this video will keep it to 1,000. Because I am going to tell you a lot many things over here, right? Because this is what companies thinks, and why they should harness the power of generative AI. Many more topics I'll be discussing in this specific video. Okay, so please do hit like. Please do make sure that you share this video with everyone out there. Now, initially, when we used to do machine learning projects, the first, if I probably consider the life cycle of a data science project, the first step was, what was it? It was data collection. Now, data collection is a big challenge for any use cases. Yeah, there will be some data with the company, but again, to solve a business use case accurately, to provide you a good, accurate result, you really need to collect data from different sources. And after that, the raw data, once you probably get it, right? Let's say you're taking it from 10 to 15 different sources. Then the next challenge was that how we can probably make this specific data much more clean. And that is where EDA, feature engineering, many more steps were actually done, right? And then after you do all these steps, then you create a model, right? You train this specific data set with your respective models, whatever machine learning or deep learning models you are actually creating, right? Now in all these steps, trust me, there were a lot of efforts that was put. If I talk about feature engineering, right? There is a very good saying in the data world, 30% of your time of the entire project just goes in EDA and feature engineering. Right? Now, what is happening with the help of generative AI? Just imagine this. See, in generative AI, when I talk about various LLM models, right? Large language models, right? Now, these models are already trained with huge data set, right? And when I talk about this kind of LLM models, most of the different use cases, it is automatically able to do it for you, right? It has those capabilities. Right? Let's say I want to do any specific NLP task in my business use cases. There it is. So how I will probably start everything from scratch, invest so much of time. Let's say 6 months, I'm probably taking my entire time to probably build this specific project. I have to put a lot of resources. I have to use a lot of developers. I have to make sure that each and every stage, I have to make sure I do it in a proper way. And later on, if I don't get a model which is of good accuracy, then again, I have to repeat this entire process. Right? But now, most of the steps in this, since I already have some models which are trained in huge amount of data, which is able to give you a generic accuracy of good good, because it is already trained with huge amount of data, right? And it is already giving you a good general accuracy, right? Now just try to understand in this. If you are just able to fine tune with your data set on those specific model, right? And later on, what you do in this model, once you fine tune it, you can integrate with any other application. Now this way, it is reducing the development efforts. See, one important thing is that some part of the life cycle of a data science project is being already taken care of. But there are steps, there are some MLOps activities that you have to do, it for every project, Dockers, Kubernetes, CI/CD pipeline, everything you really need to do it. So I'm saying you guys, in 2024, there are two important things that I'm really going to focus in my channel. I have uploaded videos on machine learning. I have uploaded videos on stats. I have uploaded videos on feature engineering. I have uploaded videos on machine learning. I have uploaded videos on deep learning. And this year also I have uploaded many end-to-end projects where I've shown you the power of MLOps tools, right? And with all those things, the same thing is basically getting used in industries, in the real world problem statements. So in 2024, again, I'm going to focus on generative AI and MLOps. See, MLOps is something that is required because your developer needs to make sure that the entire project process, right? From QA to UAT to production, how it is specifically going, how each and every experiment is tracked, how you are able to probably add new data set and do all this retraining of the model regularly. Everything of this particular process is automated by this MLOps activities. Right? Now, let it be generative AI, let it be any data science project. Now, what exactly generative AI is able to do it to you? It is automating most of the life cycle of a data science project because you don't have to even worry about all those things. Most of the thing you have to worry about how to do fine tuning. And once you probably get the model, how you can deploy that model efficiently. And that is where these big companies, let's say you're talking about paid LLM models, right? Recently, one of my students were asking, Krish, my manager told me to use open source LLM models, right? So is it possible? Can I do it? Or directly should I use OpenAI LLM models? See, OpenAI LLM models, when they actually provide you, let it be GPT 3.5, GPT-4, GPT-4 Turbo, anything, they also provide you an API through which you can also fine tune in their specific cloud space itself, right? They have cloud space, they have that entire infrastructure. So whatever charges they are basically charging, they are charging based on the API request, how many number of API requests based on the token size, right? If you also want to go with open source LLM models, you can definitely go it, right? You can download all the open source LLM models. On top of that, you can fine tune with your data set. But the major important thing will be that when you're using all the MLOps activities, when you deploy this application, because the real cost will be in fine tuning because you have to use GPUs for fine tuning purpose. And the second cost will be inferencing from those LLM models. What does inferencing mean? You're sending a request to that LLM model and you're getting some response back. So for that, you need to do the deployment. Let it be in AWS. There you need to enable GPUs over there so that you get the response very much quickly. Right now you are using OpenAI API, right? You ask any question, it will be able to give you a quick response. And for that only they are specifically charging. But in the backend, they have huge cloud spaces, huge cloud setup, GPU setup, everything. So from fine tuning to inferencing, everything is basically provided by OpenAI. There are also some other platforms. I've heard about some platform like Gradient AI. Okay. Now what does Gradient AI do is that they provide you 3 open source model, right? One is Llama. I think they also provide you Mistral. I think it is a paid one. And they provide you cloud space and GPU setup to retrain or fine tune your data. Based on that, you can create your own custom LLM models. And after that, they'll also give you an API. So again, there is a cost that will be involved based on the API request that you're sending. Now companies, just imagine they were taking so much of time in spending in probably setting up each and everything, right? From cloud to developers to MLOps, everything. It was taking time. But now because of this companies like OpenAI or Google or Microsoft or any models that are probably coming up in this space, the LLM models, they are also trying to provide you the cloud setup or the GPU space that is actually required so that you don't have to worry about the infrastructure part. And that way you are able to create a LLM application. Now let's say there are some startups. They think that, no, I don't want to probably put a lot of money of mine in this kind of infrastructure itself, right? They can directly use that. But there are also startups who will be thinking, why not just take the LLM model, fine tune it, and we will try to deploy this LLM model with our own infrastructure in the cloud. That is also possible, right? Understand this two specific thing. And that is the reason, guys, you should know about generative AI and LLM models, because it is making your task very much easy, right? Now, at the end of the day, people may ask, Krish, then what is the use of machine learning, deep learning? Why we should learn it? Understand one thing, guys. Machine learning, deep learning, for anything to be getting stronger, right? Later on, you'll be doing fine tuning, you'll be doing some of the tasks, right? You require some basic blocks, some good amount of basic knowledge. And that is what you're getting from machine learning, deep learning, feature engineering and all. That is the best way to learn. Tomorrow, if you go for the interviews, they'll not directly ask you about generative AI. They may ask you about MLOps. They may ask you about deployment part. They may ask you multiple things. They may ask you some questions on generative AI, what all tasks you specifically done. But most of the question will revolve around in asking about machine learning and deep learning. This is super important to understand, right? So whether you are a developer, whether you are any person, tomorrow if in your company your manager says, hey, implement this thing, you should be able to give an idea. Yes, I can actually do it. And this is done by one of my students. I told you, right? His manager told that, hey, we want to quickly implement a chatbot, okay? And he told that don't use paid tools, okay? Use open source, and then we will try to look at the infrastructure, because we are able to bear those costs. I don't want this cost to go very high, because if they are probably using cloud services or infrastructure from other company, it may take more time, right? So what they wanted to use open source, they wanted to do fine tuning, and they want to take care of the infrastructure. And he was able to do it. And from that video of Llama 2, he was able to do it very much easily, right? So that is what I'm actually saying, right? We have opportunities, we can look for it, and by this, your task becomes really much easier, and you get a good accuracy model, right? That is the most important thing. As we go ahead, more good models are specifically going to come up, right? And you just need to worry about the entire project itself. Sometimes you need to worry about the infrastructure in short. And sometimes if you are okay to bear the infrastructure cost from the company that is providing you can also go with that. But in short, you are able to create powerful use cases. So my request for you all is that, yes, in 2024, generative AI looks super amazing, super cool. That is what I feel. That is what is my gut feeling. And this information, the gut feeling that I actually bring up is by talking to many people who have already made this transition and working on this kind of projects, right? So I hope you like this particular video. This was it from my side. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you, one and all. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Take care.